Hi there. I wanted to do a video on installing the Smittybilt X20 Gen2 onto AEV's Colorado ZR2 hidden winch mount, and this is from years 2017 to 2020, I believe, but it says they're on the website. But anyways, I didn't see any videos on YouTube on how to do this install. This video won't be an in-depth installation guide, but rather the issues you might run up against. But anyways, if you go onto AEV's website, when you get there, when you're looking at their Chevy Colorado ZR2 winch mount, they recommend a Xeon, I believe, worn Xeon winch, which this is what their winch mount is designed for. This is the winch mount, AEV's winch mount, all unboxed, and here is the Smittybilt X20 Gen 2. But when you're on their website, they say that the winch mount is designed for the Xeon, the worn Xeon, and I decided to buy the Smittybilt. And I would advise putting your winch into the winch mount first, just to make sure it fits and can bolt on before even disassembling your truck. So that's what I did. This is the winch mount facing forward, so the rear is closest to me. And I'm going to put this on there. So I have it in wrong. Let me flip that around. Okay. So basically, to get this Smittybilt X20 to fit, I'll try to show you here, but basically the bracketry, or some of the brackets are in the way. Let me go move some stuff around here. But yeah, the bracketry's in the way, so I had to grind out, and I ground out too much, but I had to grind out some of that bracket so the winch would lie flat. So now it's lying flat, and I know that because I actually put the bolts in there just loosely and slid the winch around on top, and it would slide freely. And I'll show you what I did here. So this is a view on the other side. The amount I ground out. So there's the chunk I took off. Probably didn't need to take this. I probably didn't need to grind out to this corner, but I had to take a pretty sizable chunk out there. So that's just to give you an idea of how much you may need to take out. Again, you might not need to. Maybe you just need to take that much out, but still a sizable amount. Wanted to show you guys really quick. I hit the places where I ground out some of the brackets. I hit that with some paint really quick, just to prevent rust. I just held a piece of paper there, like that. Just hit it really quick on both sides for both brackets. So just a heads up that I did that, and that might help you out. All right, now that I have the winch properly sitting in the winch mount, I think what's next for me is to put this control box onto the winch. I've seen other guys say that have used this X20 with this with AEV's winch mount. They say they didn't have enough room to put the control box in the middle over the spool, but that they did have, there was enough space to access the control box and actually probably to mount the control box on the side. So I need to take these off and put these little guys on there. And that should allow me to mount the control box off the side rather than over the middle. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okie doke. So I have the control box mounted onto the side. I had to push these wires a little bit off to the side, out of the way. It's hard to get something up in there to loosen it. I was able to just not down here, but way up here, kind of just push really hard in it, and I was able to budge them, rotate them a little bit off the side. So I did that so I could clear this stuff here. So yeah, push those off the side, and I put those mounting brackets on. Sorry, I should have actually took a picture, or I should have recorded when I had the box off, but it wasn't difficult. You had those little, those black slender brackets, and that's the bottom of them right here. This guy and this guy. You can see them, right? They have it in the instructions too. It's hard to see, but that's what it looks like. So I don't know if this matters, but the ridge, or whatever you call the bracket, is on the inside rather than the outside. I don't know if that matters, but that's how you want to mount them. And you just use the screws that were attached to this. You just take those screws off. This is attached to the bottom of the control box, so you remove those screws, and then you replace these with those black slender brackets. And after you mount those black slender brackets onto the bottom of your control box, then there's two small black screws. There's one of them right there, right? I don't know if it'll focus. Put this guy right here. That guy. There's two small black screws that comes in the bag. It's about like shorter. It's like half this length. But anyways, you're gonna use those two black screws, and that will secure the control box with the brackets to the actual winch. So next step is actually mount this onto the truck. I guess before we go ahead and do that, I probably should take that back. That is not my next step. I should probably wire these up to these guys and have the two cables that go to the actual battery, leave those out, but have everything else connected up to here. So I take that back. My next step is actually connect those up, and then we'll take this out to the truck. Alrighty, I got the wires the cables all wired up, so they make it pretty easy. It's like color coded with the letters on there. So B cable goes to B terminal, C cable goes to C terminal, D cable goes to D terminal. Let's see, and then there are two cables that go to the A terminal. This small one that's coming from the control box. The A cable from the control box goes to the A terminal, and then they give you another cable that's totally separate. It was in a bag. I took it out. It also has A on it, so it has A on one end. So you connect that end. It really doesn't matter, but just for consistency, you connect that end, the A end of the cable, to the A terminal. So this is your grounding cable, and this would go to your negative terminal. This is a negative, even though it looks like an I, but this is a negative, and this indicates that you connect this to your battery. I would guess this could go to battery or ground, but this is the negative end of your battery, and this is the positive end of your battery. So now that I have it all wired up, I'll just leave these two out because these two are going to go to the plus and minus of the battery. And just so I didn't forget, I have yet to still go out to the truck, but I got the bolts with the washer and the lock nut, or the lock washer, ready to go. Got all four of them here. And yeah, so you want to have washer and lock washer, and that's going to go through the winch mount, and then into the bottom of here, and where is it? One of these square nuts that comes with the Smittybilt. They go to this. They go on the side like that, and then you're gonna go put this in your winch mount, and then you're gonna go from the bottom of the winch mount into that square nut. But I'll go over that again when I actually install this in the truck. Alright, so I've taken off the front fascia. It's right over there. I think what's next is to take off this air duct, which appears to be just in with these tabs. I'm going to use my tab puller, wherever that may be. But yeah, I'm gonna use a tab puller and just pop these out. Pop those ones out. And then this air duct thing should come off, so that's what I'm gonna do next. Alrighty, I took off this air duct. It wasn't too bad. It was just popping those, where did I put them? I used my trim tool just to pop out some of those. Pretty easy, and I don't think we are going to reuse this anyway, so I didn't care about breaking these tabs that go into here, because the instructions say that we are going to cut the lower part of this piece off. So with this air duct off, we're gonna cut everything below this main piece. So we're gonna cut this, and this. I'm just gonna get my Dremel and do that, and it shouldn't be too bad because it looks like it's just got a zip around here. Or I guess if I want to be nice, I can. I'll probably zip around here like that. Just cut that right there. Go around like that, and then. Yep. Go like that. And yep, that's my plan for now. And then obviously when I cut, I gotta be careful not to, when I cut this part off, I gotta make sure I don't cut the wire, this cable that goes to this sensor, which I guess is your air temperature, outside air temperature sensor. So I just gotta be a little bit careful when I'm cutting around here. Maybe I'll move this out of the way when I'm cutting. All right, I took off this radiator, this thing. I forgot what they call, like a radiator shroud support. Anyways, I took that off because it was gonna be harder to cut this bottom piece off with it on there. I just couldn't get a good. I just couldn't get in there really good with the Dremel. It was awkward because I need to cut this way, like this, but in the car it's like, or on the truck it's like that. So now I actually have I can get around here a lot easier. I have a lot more room to work the Dremel. So I took it off. It was pretty easy. All I had was a couple bolts. I think I had 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then these clips, which were pretty easy. You just had to, like, I think I had to push down or push up, and then it just popped out. So no biggie. When you take those 4 bolts off the top, you take out those tabs, right? That shroud will be mostly free to come back and be removed, except you still have 2 things kind of attached to it. You still have your that sensor cable will still be attached, and this cable will still be attached. So you need to remove these off, these tabs. So take those off and be careful with them, because you're going to obviously reuse them. And then you're going to undo this, or that's what I did anyways. But I just pulled this tab back. Let's see if I push. Yeah, I don't know. I just slid this back, and then I put a screwdriver in there and popped up this tab, and then this Deutsch connector thing I was able to unplug. It wasn't too bad. It's not too tricky, but if you have any issues, ask in the comments, and I'll help you out if I can. Anyways, with that off, I'm going to cut that off without cutting that cable. Alright, just got done using my Dremel to cut off this bottom piece. It with a lot more space. It wasn't too bad. This in the back here, it's kind of the cable's like wound. It's kind of snaked through this piece, but it's pretty easy to I don't have it anymore, but it's pretty easy to pop this out. You just push these together. You can push these together, and then you can pop it out, and then you can just kind of undo this cable. And then I just kind of like tuck this, made sure that cable was up here since I was cutting all below, and then just went zip with the Dremel. No biggie. So I was a bonehead, and I cut this piece to make it easier to cut it off right here. And I guess what you could do is, rather than being an idiot like me and cutting this piece, this actually comes off. Yeah, you see that square? So you'll this will be back here, and it's just like a squeeze tab. You can just squeeze that, and then it pops out. Even I did actually try taking it out, but in doing so, I actually busted one of the tabs. So I guess for me, it wouldn't have mattered. I guess this plastic is just too dry and brittle right now for me. But anyways, I'm at the part where I need to mount this guy, and I think the instructions say to drill a hole and mount it. I mean, I already have a hole right here. I don't see why I couldn't just drill this a little bit bigger. I guess it has to be as big as this hole, right? But just drill a hole, just make this hole as big as this hole, and shove this dude through. I think that should work. Anyways, I'm gonna give that a try. Alright, drilled out that hole, popped the air temp sensor in, and yeah, doesn't look all that great, but it's in there pretty good. And I just, for right now, that's why I have it routed. Let's see, I probably can I was trying to route it like, no, I'm just routing it. Just get these out of the way. I'm gonna call it really routing, just more like moving this stuff out of the way. Try to find a comfortable path for this cable to lay comfortably. But no, not bad. That was pretty easy. Just drilled out that hole that I was talking about, and it's not gonna pop back. I'm gonna call that good. The next thing I'm working on is removing this piece, which I pretty much already have unbolted. I used a 15mm impact gun, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Just use the impact and zip those off. So there's that. And now I'm gonna take the tow hooks off. Alright, I took the tow hooks off. Those were pretty easy. So I went back and took this thing off, because when I was trying to install this bar, This thing keeps just getting in the way, and I don't see. I'm sure it's for redirecting air up into the radiator, but I mean, there's gonna be a big winch in the front anyways, so I don't know how important, you know, perfect air funneling is gonna be for now, because it's already gonna be screwed up by the winch. So, you know, I'll monitor my air temp, but I just decided to take this out. It was becoming just, I was working so much against installing the winch, that main winch bar with this thing in the way, so I just decided to take it off. I'll monitor my temps for now, but I'm just taking this off for now. First, putting the driver's piece on. This one took me a little bit to figure out because due to my big brain, but so see, just kind of, and then you're trying to get that in the hole. There you go. And then you're gonna line that hole up, and yeah, line that hole up, and then you're gonna put some bolts, put the supply bolts in there. I'm gonna put 2 of those in there. All right, I installed the driver's side. It was pretty similar to I installed the passenger side, which was similar to the driver's side. You just swing it around, put a bolt there, put a bolt there. Now I'm gonna put the middle piece on, so that's up next. I removed these bottom plates that were right here. It made it easier, just gave you a lot more room to put this on, so you can also remove those. It's pretty easy, and that gives you more room to put this on. Okay, I finally got the main winch plate on. So yeah, you have to put these 3 M12 bolts on, and yeah, it's the M12 bolt with the washer, and then on the other end, you can see it right here, M12 washer, and then the nut, and you're gonna do that for 3 on each side. And I had a little trouble getting this plate lined up, because I had this bolt tied all the way in, and I was pushing up against this, so I actually had to I have this bolt still backed out a little bit to give this room so this whole thing can push up and the bolt holes can align. So if you have an issue getting everything lined up, loosen this bolt here, and maybe vice versa on the other side if you're having problems lining up that side. And then, alrighty, I put on the tow hooks. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Tow hooks, as the instructions say, they go between the frame and this main center plate. But yep, pretty easy. So that's good. I have my power and my power and ground routed up there. I probably could just ground anywhere that's a good solid part on the actual frame somewhere. I shouldn't be pointing here, sorry. I meant I should be able to ground to the frames. I'm pretty sure the frame's grounded, but I might just play it safe and go to the battery terminal. Anyways, my ground and power wire cables are going up there. Everything else in the previous part of this video, they're all wired back there. And as far as bolting this winch onto the winch plate, let's see if I can get a good view here. But you're gonna take this nut and you're gonna slide it in. You're gonna slide in that hole for each one, right? You're gonna slide it in, and then you're gonna take your bolt that came with the Smittybilt winch, and you're gonna use a bolt with a lock washer and a normal washer, and then yeah, you're gonna, let's see if I can, yeah, like that, and then it should start screwing in. just like that. Tighten them down. Then I forgot to mention, yeah, we still need to put these crash bars in, so I need to do the other side too. Well, still at it, doing some late night work. Obviously you need to cut out the hole in the fascia. So I printed this out. This is from in the instructions they tell you to print out a certain file. So I print that out, cut it out. This is the hole I'm gonna cut out. They say to align this to the dimples. I was kind of confused for a second, but I believe what they're saying is these X's, they're gonna line up with these holes. So go ahead and do that. I'm gonna do that and then tape it down and cut it out. Dremel, zip zip. All right, last quick video before I go cut this out. Before you even put the line, attach the line to your winch, put your fairlead on first. So because my shroud is so just messed up, you can see it's just taken so many beatings, and it's really like just deformed because I beat it up so bad. You see the gash there. But yeah, because my front fascia was so beat up, when I tried putting this on, the bolts that they supplied, the M12s, were too short to go into the bar right here, because this fascia was like deformed outwards. So if your fascia is not deformed, you probably won't have any problems. But if it is, like mine, what I did was I just went to the hardware store and just got some longer M12 bolts. It's M12 by 1.75. I just got some longer ones, and that works just fine for me. Again, attaching the line to the winch, and you want to make sure that the winch line goes underneath, it rolls underneath the drum, so it goes like this, not like this. So it's gonna go, the line's gonna go underneath and then wind underneath, not from the top. And I'll show you what I mean right here. So you can see that, but the line is right there and it's going around the backside. So I watched another YouTube video, but basically, you can attach it on top, like going this way. So attach it like whatever's easiest. There's your bolt right there, right? Let's see if I can rotate this drum. So you can tie it up here. You can put the bolt in, tighten it down, or sorry, put the bolt in, leave it loose. So put the bolt in just to hold it there, but leave it loose. And then rotate the drum around. Now, see, I'm moving it to underneath. And then now tighten it. And that way, because otherwise I did it the other way where the line was on top rather than the bottom. And obviously it's not rotating the right way when I would use the controls. When I was to bring the line in, I had to use out, and then vice versa. So this will actually keep it correct. So here is the finished and final product. Finally, everything working. I would say it's 98% done. I can do a little bit better routing of the power cables underneath the hood and the engine bay, but for now I'm calling it good. So yeah, here's how it looks. And we obviously know looks is 95% of it, functionality 5%. What's interesting is the fairlead that comes with the Smittybilt winch does not fit, or at least I don't think it does, because the distance between these holes is different. Because I actually don't like the AEV fairlead. I don't like the square look. That's just me, but I feel like it really everything on this truck is angular, and then you have a square fair lead. So I'm not a fan of AEV's aesthetic design philosophy. Another reason why I'm going to be going with Fiberworks fenders over their bushwhacker looking fenders. But hey, you know, different strokes for different folks. At least we have options out there, right? So anywho, just not a fan of the looks of their things. But functionally, hopefully this is good. I guess time will tell. Right, so decent. You got decent space in here. I can get to the spool lever pretty easily. Not a big deal. Don't get me wrong, it's tight fit, but getting to this it's not too bad. So I can get to that. Again, control box barely fits there, but hey, it fits. I like it. Nice clean fit. I can put my finger there, just barely. More like a pinky, but yeah, it fits. Actually, I took that back. This bar right here barely fits, maybe just a few millimeters. But right, so I had this popped off because I just got done spooling this in, but it's not too difficult to put your wire controller in there. It's not that bad. You got enough space. Let me just put this dust cover back on. Sorry if it sounds like I'm pretty much brain fried. Had a long, just super tired from the previous night, but yeah, it's looking good, and I can't wait to actually get some practice with it. It'll be nice. All right, hopefully that helps, and if you need help, again, I'm sure I mentioned this in some other parts of the video, but go ahead and comment, and I'll make sure to help you if I can. Thanks.